Hey everyone, welcome back to AD Finance. Today we are diving deep into an incredible yet underutilized option strategy called poor man's covered call, right? And also it's called PMCC. So this strategy offers a way to generate steady income similar to regular covered calls, right? But without a huge capital requirement to own 100 shares outright. So if you are starting out with a limited capital or you want to leverage your money more efficiently, PMCC could be a game changer for you. So we are gonna walk through step by step. I'm gonna show you some real trading examples using NVDA on the Robinhood platform and discuss important tips, risks, and management tactics to help you succeed. If you are interested, then stick around, and with that, let's get started. Okay, so what is poor man's covered call, right? At its core, the PMCC strategy replicates a covered call but substitutes the ownership of stock shares with a long-term in the money leap call option, right? If that sounds confusing, stick around. I'm gonna break it down step by step, right? So here's what that means. Instead of buying 100 shares of a stock, which could be thousands of dollars, right, for you, you buy one long dated call option deep in the money. This leap acts like owning the stock but with a lower upfront cost, right? So that's the first thing. Now, what you do is then you sell short term out of the money calls on that leap, right? Collecting premium income just like covered calls. So it's like you're not owning that 100 shares of stocks. Instead, you own the leap and then sell covered call on top of that, right? So think of long leap as your stock substitute and that short call as your income generators. So why this is useful, right? So traditional covered calls requires owning 100 shares, which I said, which might not fit every portfolio due to capital size, right? PMCC gives you similar income potential and exposure for way less cash, right? With just to compare, right, between PMCC and traditional covered call, let me just show you a table with the, I'll show you the different side by side so that it's pretty much clear for you, right? So let me pull that table and then I'm gonna show you that table, right? So this is the table that I was talking about, right? And this is gonna compare the traditional covered call with the poor man covered call, right? So the first thing is capital needed, right? So in case of a traditional covered call, purchase 100 shares, which is expensive for high price stocks, right? Like NVDA or something. Purchasing those 100 shares could take a lot of money. Instead, in poor man covered call, you purchase the leap call option, right? And that would be a fraction of the stock cost. You're not paying the complete amount there, right? Now, second point is the income source. So sell calls against those own shares, right? Sell calls against the long dated leap option. So what that means is in here, you're doing the similar thing. You are basically selling the covered call in both the scenarios. It's just the source of that is different. So your return on investment is gonna be high in the poor man covered call, right? Now, dividend income, that's a drawback for this poor man covered call because in case of traditional covered call, yes, you do receive the dividends, but in case of poor man covered call, uh, you do not receive any dividends, right? Now, risk wise, this one, loss of shares value per plus the call obligation, right? In this case, limited to just the premium that you paid for the leap call option and that short leg debit option, right? So your overall capital risk is gonna be low here, but in case of a stock, it's just that the stock you own, right? So that kind of risk wise, I would say your even though on paper PMCC has less risk, but the traditional covered call, right? Because you own that stock, as long as that stock is good value, you gonna be okay, right? Because you own that stock, and if it there is a chance that it can go up in the future, yes, you do benefit from that. The last point is about the flexibility, right? So in terms of the traditional covered call, they are less flexible, right, in adjusting position. Compared that to the poor man covered call, they are easier to roll in and out, right? Because it's just an option contract. You can roll it out for further expiration date, or you can just roll back in to bring the expiration date much closer, right? So in terms of those things, it's much easier to manage for the poor man covered call. Now, the next point, right? Now, how do you set up the poor man covered call, right? So I'm gonna explain you exactly how you can do that. It's pretty easy to do that. So the setup of the poor man covered call involves two legs, right? And the step one is buy a deep in the money leap call, right? How do you do that? You choose a leap call option that's expiring 1+ year in the future, and that's preferably around I would say go for 1.5 to 2 years for maximum flexibility. And then second, pick a strike price deep in the money with a delta around 85 to 90, right? Now, why high delta? Because a high delta leap behaves much like owning the stock, right? Has high intrinsic value and low extrinsic value, right? Less time decay risk in that kind of a delta. Now, I'll just take an NVDA example. So let's say NVDA right now, the current NVDA stock price is around 173, right? So what you do is you buy the January 16th, 2026 $130 strike price, right? Because that's around that 85 to $90 delta, right? Now for that, the premium that you're gonna pay is around 50/30, which is $5,000 around, and this control 100 shares of that stock, right? Which is a huge saving in terms of capital, because if you had gone and buy that full NVIDIA stock, you will have to pay that 100 shares of stock money, right? Which is will be more than $17,000, right? But you're not doing that here. Now, after buying that leap, sell a short-term call with a strike price out of the money, right? Above the current the stock price, and delta, choose the delta below 30, right, to give you more safer option. Now prefer contracts expiring in 1 month or less to maximize the time decay income, right? Now example is sell an NVIDIA $180 strike price call expiring in late September, right? That will give you the full 1 month, and you're gonna collect about $150 as the premium. Now the second thing is net cost to open position. Leap premium will be whatever paid, right? 5,000 you paid. Now short call premium collected, you collected $150. So your net is debit is just $4,800, right? Compared to that stock owning, which was 17,000 $300, right? That you have to pay. Now, why choose this setup, right? And that is very important. Now, deep in the money lead call reduces your extrinsic value risk. So your position acts roughly like owning the stock, like I explained. Now, selling short term out of the money call maximizes the premium income from the rapid time decay, right? So the wide strike difference, that's $50 in this case, gives room for upward stock movement without early assignment risk. Now, time frame is over 1 year for leap, gives you flexibility to wait out temporarily dips and avoid selling at losses, right? So those are the ways that you can actually execute the poor man covered call. Now, how does the income and profit work, right? So in this case, the max profit. So the max profit is theoretically the difference between the short and long strike prices minus the net debit paid, right? So in our example, that $180 minus $130 is $50, right? So that's the strike price difference multiplied by 100 shares, that's $5,000. Now minus that with the 4,880 net debit, that's around $120 max profit, right? But practically, most poor man covered call traders don't hold position to max profit expiration, right? Instead, what you can do is you aim for short calls to expire worthless frequently, cycling through that selling call month after month, generating that steady income like you would do in a covered call beyond that simple max profit cap, right? So that was the max profit. Now break even, right? So roughly the long call strike plus net debit, right, which is $130 plus that 48.80. So that's like a 178.80 per share, right? So that's the break even that you get. Now the final is how do you manage and rolling out this position, right? What if things doesn't go in your favor, right? So now selling and buying back the short call. So that option you have, as a short call loses value, aim to buy them back after capturing like 50% or more of the premium. You don't have to wait till the complete expiry, right? So like you in a covered call, you sell and then you buy back, right? So now you can actually do that and then you sell new short call for the next month expiry and just repeat that process. So that's how you make money in this, right? Now, risk of assignment and how to avoid. So that's very important to understand. So if the stock price rises quickly above your short strike expiration, early assignment risk will grow. What you can do is you can roll out your short call up and out to a higher strike price and or later expiration to reduce that risk. Right? Another thing, avoid selling short calls before ex-dividend date weeks to prevent early assignment, right? So do not do it earnings season or dividend, right? Avoid those weeks to sell this covered call. Now, few more things, the risks that you need to be aware of. You are not actually owning the stock, right? So you don't get any dividend as we explained in that comparison. And the other thing is leap options can lose 100% of premium if the stock price falls below your long strike by expiration, right? You still face potential losses if the long leap drops and short call gets assigned unexpectedly, right? So premature assignment requires agility and sometimes buying shares to close negative positions, right? So those risks are always there because you remember you have paid that money to buy that leap call option, right? Now, in reality, the stock prices generally go moderately up, right? So in those cases, your short call expires worthless, you collect premium income, and then leap appreciates, increasing your net worth, right? So both these things are gonna generate you value. So for example, if you have like bought a Apple, right? Apple is gonna give you both your stock appreciation and you are making money using the covered call option, right? What happens if the stock price goes significantly above short strike price, right? So you might be assigned on the short call. Broker may assign a negative 100 shares position since you don't own that stock. You can buy shares to close or roll that short call to avoid assignment. Another risk is the stock price declines, right? So in this case, the short call expire worthless. Premium income will cushion losses on the leap. You can hold that leap long term as the stock hopefully would recover, right? So those are the risks and how you can mitigate that. Okay, so those were the risks. Now, final just a summary why actually you should do the PMCC, right? The first thing is less capital requirement with the leveraged exposure. That's the biggest advantage that you get. Generate consistent income from call premiums, right? Now, another thing is it provides flexibility with long-term leap option, better diversification in your small accounts, and it does require active management, but it will build that passive income over that by doing that covered call, right? Okay, before closing, right, the final tips, always check the extrinsic value, the leap, and compare it to the short call premium to ensure efficient entry point. Choose quality stocks with a steady growth. Understand Greeks like high delta leaps, low delta short calls. Avoid high volatility or low liquid stocks. Be prepared for active rolling and risk management, right? So that was about that video, guys. If you prefer a written article, I do have a full written article on my website, financewithedi.com. Do check out. That's gonna give you all these things that I have explained in complete written format, right? I hope you like that video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this full walkthrough of this poor man covered call with the example. I hope you understand everything. Still, if you have any question, do put your question down in the comment below. If you want to learn more about options trading strategies, make sure you do like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get the notification next time I'll upload any option related videos. So as always, happy investing, guys. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye bye.